This is Rudy Cosmic Soul, Season 2 of Broom Closet Recordings, Healing the Patriarchy-within, in the here and the there, offering rememberings in times of chaos, confusion, love, and belonging. I am Deidre, your sometimes reluctant but always growing guide. In this season, I'll be sharing channeled and conjured episodes related to healing the patriarchy within. There's a link in the description to the digital book titled the same. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like. This will help me grow the channel and therefore grow my ability to continue these offerings with dedicated focus. I deeply appreciate you being here. Hey folks, so I was thinking today I was going to talk a little bit about this idea of journeys colliding and the journey of healing the patriarchy within and perimenopause, which has been percolating in my perimenopause body and heart for a bit. But after just completing a really beautiful sit, I realized that a message that's been coming in that I thought was for me, it is for me, but I think it's for us. And so today I'm going to actually share the idea of when on this healing journey, particularly for folks who this is a spiritual journey, a cleansing of the patriarchy within to assist in spiritual awakening, ascension, cleansing, better understanding of the self, really whatever language you want to use, that this is a moment to lean into balance between the idea of action and simply being, to grow trust in the process and in things unseen. Because a healing journey that is spiritually based, much of what we are going to experience is going to happen in the unseen. And I'm being told that now is a really good time for us to practice by being in the place of trust. So almost like releasing that there's anything we need to do right now, and that it's more about being in the being and trusting that whatever larger forces you believe in, you know, those elevated and aligned with your highest purpose, can take the wheel. I'm sure there's no mistake, given that today is a pretty awesome full Sagittarius moon. If you are familiar with the traditional tarot, the Temperance card, which is traditionally attributed to Sagittarius energy. And if you are engaging healing the patriarchy within, it is Journey 16 healing. So the idea to seek and foster physical, spiritual, energetic transformation, specifically in this sense of you don't really need to do anything right now, meaning action, like specific intentional action in the external world, and instead perhaps consider spending a bit more time in the you and in the quiet spaces, the heart space, and let forces in the unseen work for you for a little bit. Related to this idea of trusting in the unseen forces, the things that are happening behind the scenes within the realm of the sacred, of the divine, is I had this dream last night. I know when I woke from it, it was a little bit into the witching hours. I love that it came during the Sagittarius full moon. And it was a dream in which I was in this space that was both confining and very open. There were both lots of shadows and there was lots of light. And I found myself where I was situated looking into this large passageway. And it was full of cobwebs, like thousands upon thousands of cobwebs. And I was trying to figure out, how do I get through the cobwebs without the cobwebs touching me? And every time I would shift, like there was no place for me to go from where I was situated. I had to go through the cobwebs. And I remember looking And like I said, I could see shadow. There were some cobwebs that I couldn't see the totality of them, but they were so thickly woven that I could still see them in the shadows. I could see light glistening off of other cobwebs. And so from my view, it was very spiral-like. I could see the cobwebs in the shadows and the cobwebs in the light. I remember sensing and feeling a lightness when I looked at the cobwebs that had light glistening off of them. And those were a very traditional idea of a spider web, like the circle spiral, very clean Charlotte's Web kind of spider web. I didn't want to walk through them. I just kept thinking, what am I going to do? How do I go through this? But there wasn't fear that I was stuck, but there was definitely some fear I was working through in terms of how do I get through this without these cobwebs touching me. I just finished meditating and decided to really sit with this dream and realized the message was about the interconnectedness of all things, and particular in this moment, the interconnected web we are all weaving that are on this healed journey. Like those of us who are choosing to intentionally step into this idea of healing the patriarchy within, to allow our balanced humanity to blossom, shine, grow, rise. And that for me, some of the resistance in coming out of the phase of a healing journey that is very much about the hermit and very much about isolation, and some of the reasons I had to go into the healing journey was because of relationships with other humans. It's a difficult space now to be in, to then know that the next phase is the interconnectedness of this community that we are finding within each other and those of us who are healing. And that the way in which I saw the cobwebs, it was so complicated and yet beautiful. There were shadow parts and yet light. It was really open and yet felt restricted, right? Like this both end, that is the divine, was fully present. As we are each healing and growing, there's going to come a time where our individual webs we are weaving, we will sense, because in the unseen, they're all just in this passageway together. They're not separated. Though we may be experiencing within the patriarchy a separation, they're not actually separated. And so if you are capable, now might be a really good time to allow the forces unseen in the ethers, or to offer that space, the energy of trust, that belief there is more at play. There are forces of love and grace and compassion and fierce release from this dense reality we are experiencing. And that we just continue to weave our webs. So I don't know if that's making sense to anybody other than me, but that's my offering for today's Broom Closet. Let's also see what plant wants to give us, sorry if that was loud. That's right by the mic. What plant wants to be a part of this temperance, this healing? Ears ringing. Cannabis sativa. Let's just go ahead and read this. I don't think that it's necessarily talking about the cannabis that is all the rage these days because it's altered. We are talking about nature's cannabis. It is number 47. 4 or 7 might be of interest to you, or 11. Cannabis sativa. Its planets are Moon, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune. It is both water and earth. Beautiful. Magically, cannabis can be used to enhance meditation, divination, spirit contact, and in some traditions, as part of mystery initiation rites. So I love that off the bat. If we're talking about this idea of balance and moving into the healing space of trusting the unseen forces, if that's something that you want to enhance or have some difficulty with, the energetic engagement of cannabis can help with that. Spirit contact can help with enhancing meditation to that end. You can sprinkle it upon a candle. You can create healing rituals with it. I think in this day and age, everyone knows about edibles, which I'm not recommending one way or the other. Do you? The plant spirit medicine related to this is the nature of cannabis is to lighten and open, dissolving rigid boundaries and bringing out our childlike, loving nature. Also, during my meditation, I got the image of more play, more being outdoors. And I definitely did feel that what was coming was a very freeing feeling to run through those cobwebs. So maybe you're sensing that as well for yourself. Cannabis expands our awareness, our field of consciousness, not only to other humans, but all of nature. It can help us get in touch with our body, but also the body of the earth and our relationship to it. Cannabis can aid in increasing telepathic abilities and awareness. The healing nature helps us find joy and humor, allowing us to see ourselves in the world in a different light, calming us, and also enhancing creativity. Interesting. So the divination meaning is be aware, be sensitive, connect, and commune. And I think that's the overlap, like the sense I'm getting about those of us on this healing journey are really heading into a significant way in which the webs we've been weaving along our healing journey, we will begin to see the interconnected tapestry that we've been weaving. When cannabis shows up, feel connected and play. Now is a time for letting down rigid defenses and enjoying the world. Find your bliss in simple everyday things and be aware of the vast levels of life around you, seen and unseen, physical and spiritual. The lion is symbolic of the relaxed royalty, its innate strength from being rather than only doing. That temperance that a lot of us are really in the doing right now, because that is required of our survival. So I get the sense it's like really finding the balanced state that temperance moderation can bring and can enhance the healing. I guess some folks might have been like me, so in the being that the activation is the doing. And then for folks who are in the doing, the activation is in the being, that balance. Since I'm mentioning the card here. That's what popped up for us. Okay, beautiful people. I think that's it for today. Take care of yourselves.
This is Rooted Cosmic Soul, Season 2, Healing the Patriarchy-within, a Broom Closet recording, offered with infinite love and gratitude. Thank you for watching, listening, co-creating the energy necessary for this time and space to exist. My energy stays here. Your energy stays there. Return when your spirit moves you to do so. Same Bruja time. Same Bruja channel. Hey there. If you liked this content, please check out my new book called Healing the Patriarchy-within. It's a detailed process guide designed to help folks find, explore, understand the definitions, beliefs, and behaviors that are inside of us as individuals, because some of them are the same between us and some of them are different. But those definitions, beliefs, and behaviors that are complicit with, that uphold the patriarchy. And it's a process guide to help see, sense, and shift those with a lot of compassion, grace, and love. Having patriarchy within doesn't matter about your gender, your class, your race. It's in all of us because of the wide existence of the patriarchy globally and for multiple millennia. And this process guide offers 22 very specific interweaving intersectional journeys to explore that from your eye, sprinkled with 24 different sacred feminine goddesses, energies, guides to support you as you're healing the patriarchy within, and then more than 44 different individual prompts, portals, activations, activities to further deepen your understanding of where the eye is and how to engage in a healing process. So please check that out if you are so inclined. There's a link in the description, always in all my videos. And also, you can go directly to my website, djbarber.com. Thanks again. Also consider subscribing, liking, sharing whenever you find content on my channel that you've enjoyed. It's a beautiful way to support creators of free content and to help build my channel and get me out of the hidden realms of YouTube, because my content is that which is not meant to be brought to light, but you can help be one of those who help shine light on it. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Unfettered and infinite love and gratitude.